Okay.
Face front, true believers! It's time for Modular Media's No Prize podcast. I am your host, Boingo Rider, and with me, as always, in the bullpen,
Representing the I have the day off tomorrow competition. Yay! Woohoo! Ah, God, yeah, the vacuuminator's here.
are you going to give us a yippee?
I'm sorry, what was that? I had to make sure my mic was working.
Are you going to give us a yippee?
Yippee!
Oh boy.
We're starting off strong tonight. Hot start, boys. Hot start.
That's just in new sound for autism creature. How is everybody doing? We're here to talk about our prerequisite, one could even say it, scheduled episode of No Prize Podcast. This one we're going to be talking about an episode of Justice League until a new Marvel show happens, which is
until a new Marvel movie happens.
Ant-Man's first.
Are we gonna do Ant-Man? Are we gonna do that, or are we gonna wait for it to hit Disney Plus?
I don't have the money to be able to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hello Ray.
Hi Ray.
A potato to you as well.
I would like a potato.
I had some potato for dinner. I had some clam chowder with potato in it. Downloaded it right off NewEngland.com.
Potato fits into my diet at the moment. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Downloaded it straight from NewEngland.com.
The good shit.
So we may. Wait, hold on. No, there's something coming out. Like, I don't want to say February. We'll figure it out in a minute. But either way, we're talking about Justice League episodes 8 and 9.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Injustice for all, folks. You get injustice. You get injustice. You get injustice. Everyone gets injustice.
One or two.
Mm-hmm.
Which version?
I've only read the comic for the first game, so I'm just gonna go with that. I don't know. Should I play Injustice now that I'm playing video games? Is that worth my time?
I'm not the biggest fan of the NetherRealmy fightings.
Okay. All right. Well, this episode sees Lex Luthor almost get captured by the Justice League and then get cancer because he was carrying around kryptonite for too long, which is something I don't know if the comics ever do that. They ever say kryptonite can give humans cancer, but I know it was like it. Obviously, it's a huge plot point in this universe.
Wasn't it also a plot point in like Smallville?
I don't remember that ever being a thing in Smallville.
Okay.
I haven't watched all of Smallville in a very long time.
Yeah.
And Lex basically goes, all right, I'm going to fucking die. I guess I'm putting together a super group of supervillains, and we're going to kill all the superheroes. We're going to make the Injustice Gang, because Super Friends is still in recent memory, and we don't want to evoke the Legion of Doom too much.
Yeah. It is radioactive, and I would like. It's a great plot device for Lex Luthor. It is like a perfect like the comeuppance of your hubris kind of thing.
Yeah, though this is not even remotely the end of this version of Lex.
Oh no, it's just this is what takes this version of Lex from businessman to super science villainy.
Yeah, and I should say this is like one of my favorite versions of Lex. This is probably one of the first versions I got introduced to as a kid. I love Clancy Brown's voice. I love the like more refined, straight look to him. I love that he's potentially black. They leave that up in the air the whole time.
He's based off of an okay. So,
okay.
There's a link to this. There's a thing. He's based off of an old actor, which the original Lex Luthor was inspired by, who was Egyptian.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he doesn't look white, because he's based off of an actor who wasn't white, but he wasn't black. He was Egyptian.
Okay, legit. But no, I love this version still to this day. Whenever I read Lex in comic books, I hear Clancy Brown's voice. Like, people think, oh, Clancy Brown, he's Mr. Krabs, and he's been in a whole bunch of other shit. Nah, motherfucker, he's Lex Luthor, he's Mr. Krabs, and he's been in a bunch of other shit. Like, get it straight.
He is one of the best Lex Luthors. Like, if you, he is the best villain Lex Luthor. I'd say the best sympathetic Lex Luthor is still Rosenbaum from
Mm-hmm.
Smallville, which you got to play those two kinds of versions of Lex completely differently.
Oh yeah. Uh,
You're right, Ray, but like it's just it's more akin to like the variety of races in Middle East, you know.
yeah. Before we move on into all the other shit that goes down in this
Yeah.
episode or these episodes, I gotta ask: when you were reading that issue of Action the other week, whose voice were you hearing?
I think it's a mix of this and the person who voiced him in the All-Star Superman movie, because I think that's a phenomenal Lex too.
Okay, I need to I need to. First of all, I need to read All Star Superman, and then I need to rewatch that movie because I haven't. I watched it once a long time ago, and I was like, it's fine, it's fine. And I still haven't actually sat down and read all of All Star. I think I've read like little bits and pieces, but
It,
man,
it, it, it,
I'm a bad fan. Everybody.
you're not a bad fan. You just got like you still haven't read Kingdom Come.
Yeah, I still haven't read Kingdom Come. I still haven't read Morrison's JLA. I got a lot of shit on my plate.
Yeah.
Busy guy. I'm too busy. I'm too busy
Which
rereading this dog shit.
which honestly though, this felt like a very Morrison JLA story.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of rando villains and like two or three getting together to beat the crap out of the Justice League because none of them would be able to do anything against them on their own.
But it's also not like they didn't they didn't save the day with pure might and strength. They did it through like communication, working together, smarts.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, that's all fairly well written, but one of the big key things in it does really bug me because can I just go to my biggest problem with this episode?
Sure.
Uh, there's no reason to use Cheetah in this other than they probably didn't want to use Catwoman because that would be too obvious.
I thought they used Cheetah because they wanted to use a bad guy from everybody's rogues.
I mean, that's probably there too, but like she barely interacts with Wonder Woman. It doesn't make sense for Cheetah to exist considering how new Wonder Woman is in this continuity, and her backstory is mentioned once and only briefly. It feels like a really poor introduction to Cheetah as a character, just playing her off as another cat lady who Batman is able to use to his advantage seductively.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's like it doesn't detract from the episode in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not the worst use of a character ever. I was just like, this didn't have to be Cheetah, and I don't know why it is, other than you didn't want to use Catwoman, and you maybe wanted to have a Wonder Woman rogue in here. But then, like, why not Giganta? Why not Ares? Why not Doctor Psycho? I don't know.
Well, I can understand why not wanting to use like Giganta. You already have a heavy with Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, which by the way, Grundy is great in this episode. I love that he's a bit of an idiot, but he's not a complete dumbass. Like
Oh yeah.
he has that moment where he's like, "Nah, you can't offer me enough money to do this," and then Lex raises it just a bit higher, and he's like, "All right, we'll talk, we'll talk."
I genuinely love like the bad guys they pick because like yeah, it's Lex. Okay, cool. You got Solomon Grundy. Okay, cool, heavy. Joker invites himself. Of course, you always invite the Joker, or he's gonna ruin your plans.
And that makes sense. I love the way Lex reacts to him too, because that's like it's like a subtle acknowledgement of the world's finest multi-parter.
And then you have Copperhead.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. He was interesting in this. He barely did anything.
Yeah, he's not much of a character, honestly. He's one of those guys that's brought in. He's like the DC equivalent of a Shocker or a Scorpion, basically.
You know what he reads to me? He kind of reads to me of like the person you put on the Suicide Squad to kill off to show that it's being serious.
Exactly. I will say also, like, I guess I'm just gonna rag on the female villains this episode. It's kind of weird that they picked Star Sapphire when Jon Stewart's the Green Lantern on their Justice League, because she is very much a Hal Jordan villain.
Yeah, but again, I think they were just trying to pick from everybody's rogues.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got Cheetah from Wonder Woman, you have her for Green Lantern. I'm imagining Copperhead is kind of like Hawk Girl.
Probably. I
Cause
don't know a whole lot about the Hawks in comics.
cause
And also, I should
Shade.
clarify, I don't think John had a huge rogues gallery of his own at this point in
Yeah.
history. I don't even know if he does now.
And Shade was Shade a bad guy before this?
Might have been.
Because that's just a great fucking look, design, and
Mhm.
power set. He has to be a fucking Flash villain, but he's never brought up in the Flash rogues. Like, it's a perfect
Yeah.
thing for the Flash. How can
I
you
know
run where you
Shade the
can't see?
Changing Man from all the Neil Gaiman DC stuff, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if that's this character.
I don't know. He's a cool bad guy.
I'm gonna check real quick.
Yeah, it's a villainous chips and dip section because like you get a little bit of everybody because you have Solomon Grundy for Batman. Who's bad guy? Is Ultra Human like a Martian Manhunter bad guy?
No, he's a flashback guy.
Oh, he's a Flash bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll show up and do more stuff with the Flash later in the show. Yeah, it appears this is a different character from Richard Swift, better known as Shade, is a villain turned anti-hero from the DC universe. He was a common enemy of the Flash, but
Oh,
also one of the only villains that has respect from Flash and the other heroes. That's the basic Wikipedia blurb.
okay.
Oh, looks like he dates back to Jay Garrick.
Oh, damn.
Mm,
So
interesting.
old ass villain.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they depicted him as being so old.
Either way, great villain, great use. Like everybody would all the Justice League barely shows up in these two episodes. It's mostly focused on these bad guys and their dynamic.
Yeah, because so many of them we haven't seen in this show yet, or in this universe yet. Because we got plenty exposure to this version of Lex and the Joker, but like the others, you got to do some serious legwork.
And you really get the point of the Ultra Humanite. You get the point of Solomon. You get the point of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Ultra Humanite might have been in Superman the animated series. I'm not sure.
I don't know. He's a good bad guy. I thought he was a much.
Oh yeah,
Watching this show as a kid, I thought he was a much bigger DC bad guy than he is.
I've only seen him in this show, to be honest, and I do really like him. I wish somebody would do more with him in modern comics. Actually, you want to know something funny about this episode?
Hmm.
The bit where they show up to the fake hostage rescue and John hits Ultra Humanite with his ring and says, "Take this, Megilla," or whatever, stuff and Megilla. For years as a kid, I thought Megilla was the Ultra Humanite's real name because I didn't understand that that was a reference. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
I was a stupid kid, everybody.
You just didn't want Boomerang. Come on.
I first found this show on Boomerang.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. But yeah, no, this whole episode is just Lex trying to kill Superman and failing and just like
because he doesn't have good people skills. He's used to just, I give you money, you do shit.
yeah. And so like it's a lot of vignette. I wouldn't say vignettes, but it's a lot of scenes where something goes wrong. Lex kicks up a fuss and goes like, "Fine, I'll pay you more."
Mm-hmm. And everybody slowly realizes what this is really about, and they all start feeling sorry for him. Establish it. They're just like, nah, Stryker's Island exists now.
Yeah. It's a lot of good stuff. It's like, you know.
Fun world building in this episode, I'd say.
I also like how they ultimately defeated him as Bruce Wayne fucking bribed Ultra Humanite to just turn on Lex.
Yeah.
I'll pay you double. Because of Justice League, didn't realize version of Aquaman comes from Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah, we talked about Aquaman last week.
Yeah, go watch last week's episode if you want to see my thoughts on this universe's version of Aquaman.
AKA Namor, the Submariner. That's what
Luckily, he doesn't get too many highlights going forward. I think that's like the one big Aquaman episode.
Yeah, but a lot of good character this episode. A lot of good like interactions.
Mm-hmm. Even from Superman and Batman. This is a solid Superman Batman episode, even though they don't get a lot of screen time, because you get to see that like Superman wants to keep everybody in check, but when shit goes bad, he's going to show concern even for his villains. And you get to see that Batman still thinks he knows better than everybody until it comes down to the crunch.
Oh yeah, I love of Superman just going like, "No, you're hurt. Stop."
Hmm. That fucking burning building scene too, where Batman is chasing down villains and immediately, even though it's a trap, even though Lex caused that fire with a fucking cartoon bomb that he couldn't have possibly gotten in prison, Batman immediately stops and is like, "Nah, I'm save this little girl from a burning building. That's what I do."
That's Batman.
And then he gets in over his head, and fucking Hawkgirl has to come and save him.
But hey, he also isn't an asshole about it. He's just like, "I'm not used to that. Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice, you know?
Yeah. It actually threw me for a second because I haven't seen this episode in forever. So for a split second I was like, "Oh, he already called for help and now he's in serious trouble. He's about to just yell Clark and then Superman's going to fly in and grab him." But no, Hawkgirl came. That's a nice. We get everybody gets a little something to do this episode. This isn't an episode where somebody is just mysteriously
There it is. We're good.
okay.
Hawkgirl, this is probably the best depiction of Hawkgirl, mainly
yeah.
because it doesn't have all the dumb bullshit.
This picked up the ball of Hawkgirl and got an entire generation of people to care about Hawkgirl, and then DC Comics just failed to run with that ball. But that's a discussion for way later in these reviews.
Oh yeah.
Also, Hi Nightmare.
Hello Nightmare. I'm just trying to think. There's a lot of super ton of other things we need to talk about in this episode.
No, it's just a solid episode. Snapper Carr's back again. He gets one appearance per two-parter.
Yeah. I like him. Also, I'm a little sad that it's Snapper Carr. It'd be really cool if it was the Creeper.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. I think they just didn't want to use him again because he already had an episode in Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm doing good, Nightmare. I don't know how Vac's doing.
I'm fine.
Did you like this episode better than last time?
Very much so, Buster.
I mean, it's a good episode. A lot of fun.
I mean, it ain't a great episode, but it's a good episode, and it's a way better episode than last week's episode.
And that's just mainly because it is a very distinct version of Aquaman that you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this, I think everyone is pretty, like, true to character. No one's out of character.
As I said, Cheetah's maybe a little off, but I'm also not a huge Wonder Woman fan, so I don't know if I have enough authority to say that for sure.
But we do know one thing.
What's that?
Batman is okay with furries.
Batman is super okay with furries.
He is totally willing to kiss an anthropomorphic cheetah woman.
Yeah, I mean, like, fucking...
I mean, she was naked.
You don't think Selena ain't put on a fursuit for him before? I believe that shit happens. I'd read that fanfic.
Oh, God. Should we start talking about the news?
Oh, we can.
Hey, guess what? We got a new...
You're an Avenger.
Hold on. We got a new trailer for the Ant-Mans.
Yeah, Ant-Man Quantumania. We got the final trailer for this. And I'm finally excited for this movie. Like I was looking forward to it as just a general Ant-Man fan, but now in this trailer they finally give us what the fucking conflict of the movie is. And it's that Scott is really upset that he lost a bunch of time with Cassie, and tentatively Cassie might be going down a bad road now. Ooh, yes, please, Marvel, give me more of those endgame repercussions. I'm gonna eat that all up.
I'm trying to, like, it's a very tiny thing. We also don't have the sound playing.
Yeah.
The only complaint I have is I would have loved for this movie to have been named Ant-Man and the Wasp and Stature.
Yeah. It is really lame that Cassie's not getting a superhero name for some reason.
Unless it's a thing that they do at the end of the movie of like, oh, you're Stature now.
That would be a fun thing if it's like an ongoing thing throughout the movie. Like she keep pitching ideas for superhero names, like
Oh, no, no,
uh
no. You know what? Perfect running gag for the movie of her just keep going like, what about Goliath? No. Yellow Jacket? No, definitely not Yellow Jacket. And just go through all the shrinking doll girl. Why doll girl? Because I can become the size of a doll. You can become way more than the size of a doll.
What about Stinger? I have Stingers like Hope. No, that's derivative.
Dirt Daughter. What Rick Moranis thing there is a reference to, but I've been stuck in my brain. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Also, Honey, I Blew Up the Baby.
How has Rick Moranis not gotten a cameo in one of these movies?
Because he's not really focused on acting.
Oh yeah, that's right. He retired a long time ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he retired a long time ago to take care of his kids, but then he's just living his life now.
All right, good for him. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to this movie. Also, we should probably mention there's one shot in this trailer where you can see a regular big face on
Oh yeah.
MODOK. So he's not a robot. It's a battle mask he has in all those shots we've seen, I'm guessing. And a lot of people were going like, "Oh, the effect looks terrible. It's big and goofy. It's stupid. It's fucking." That's MODOK.
That's
That's
MODOK.
MODOK.
That's MODOK.
Calm the fuck down. That is MODOK.
Big and small girl.
I don't think anybody's identified what the face is, but I would love it if there's like a twist in the movie where it turns out Bill Murray's character is MODOK.
That would be interesting. You know what? He's playing one other character in MCU. I would not mind Patton Oswalt coming back and being MODOK.
Hell yeah.
You know? Have him be like a legit comic book MODOK.
And
that
just, would be fun.
Just go full like evil bad guy.
Yeah. Because like there's not a lot of him in the trailers. I'm imagining he's gonna be like a 1 or 2 scene thing. But oh man. Him, we're getting fucking Jonathan Majors Kang.
Oh yeah, MODOK's
and he's got the mask. He's got the fucking purple face.
He has the purple face. I'm so happy he has the purple face.
That's good. I can't wait for a Marvel Legends of that.
Here's the thing. I think that we saw like maybe like multiple MODOKs. What if we just get Multiverse of MODOK? Like
we are getting Multiverse of Scott in this movie, apparently.
Like one MODOK dies and Kang goes like, I need a MODOK because he's smart and just does shit for me. Another MODOK, and it's the robot MODOK. It's like, I am MODOK. Yeah, we know you're MODOK. Another MODOK. Hi, I'm Patton Oswalt.
That would be great, actually. Yeah.
Okay, this is a deep cut joke. This is a very deep cut joke.
Okay.
He summons another MODOK, and it's Bruce Campbell.
Oh, man.
Because in Magus XLR, Bruce Campbell played a parody of MODOK.
Oh, dude, who did Wizard fan cast as MODOK back in the day?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna see if I can find out with a quick Google.
Who knows? But hey, Quantumania looks cool, looks neat, looks good. It's coming out February 17th in theaters.
Okay, I'm coming up with a bunch of them here. I'm not immediately seeing it. That's unfortunate.
He does have a body ray. Actually, recently Marvel put out a book of anatomy of Marvel Comics, and literally the skeleton of MODOK is like he's leaning scrunched up in his chair, and he just has a giant head that's like on top of his body. It's hilarious. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there was ever a Wizard fan cast for MODOK.
Yeah, it's very...
MODOK is a Twitch streamer.
MODOK is Twitch streamer. Here it is. Let's see if we can get a good big picture of it. Yeah, this is what MODOK looks like underneath it all. Hold on,
Waiting for it to come
I'll
up
let it
on
wait
my
up for
end.
you because I
Yeah,
forgot to
yeah,
send it to you.
fine.
This is MODOK.
Ah! That is horrifying. I love
But
it.
like it makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's
That's
great.
that's MODOK.
Available now at your local GameStop for $39.99 from Marvel Legends.
Hey, speaking
Hey,
of Marvel Legends, we got a Marvel Legends to talk about. I don't know
we?
if he has a figure yet. He will.
He's a
Nate
giant homunculus.
Nate Moore confirms that they do have stories planned for Harry Styles Star Fox.
Yeah, just basically going like, hey, everybody who's saying we're scrapping all the Eternal stuff, calm down. We didn't introduce all this stuff just to scrap it. We're gonna, even if there's not gonna be an Eternals 2, we're gonna rework the story and get them back in there.
And even then, they said we want to make an Eternals too.
Yeah. So like, give it time. Give it time. Rome wasn't built in a day. I have a video that's going to be coming out on my channel this week where I go on a very similar rant to what we tend to do every week here, where we're just like, stop fucking pressuring the MCU and acting like just because things aren't going the way you expect them to, that it's all coming to an end and it's going to crash and burn. Like, these are smart people. They have plans.
Buster, this he was Star Fox long before the video game came out.
Also, Buster, we've told you about Marvel Comics Star Fox like 4 times now.
Yeah. But that's it for Marvel movie news. We got some other news though. We
Mhm.
got a look at Diggle in Green Arrow and Flash and Kid Flash for the final season of Flash. Look at these guys.
Yeah, apparently they're bringing Oliver Queen back for the final season of the Arrowverse, despite that not making any goddamn sense because he died and like ascended to an ethereal plane during Crisis on Infinite Earths. Uh, Also, the costume looks very last minute thrown together. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I will say though, Diggle looks like Guardian, like the dude who works with Cadmus.
Yeah, Guardian does exist in the Arrowverse though, and he's Jimmy Olsen.
Vac, what the
Mhm.
fuck?
Supergirl is not a good show, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, it's Supergirl. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's buff, bald, and enjoy my evening.
Hello,
Hello.
we're back.
Awesome.
I heard everything you said.
Oh, cool. Did they?
I don't know.
Okay, well, to reiterate, yeah, Arrowverse shows tend to go to shit after the first season. 2 Hour Roast of Supergirl is coming one day. I feel like I need to do a lot of legwork on my channel before I can get to that, but one day. And yeah, the stream did go whack.
I will say though that basically bringing back Mark Hamill to play